During recent years, Estetica has seen a growing demand for heat-friendly fiber wigs, and they listen to the mountains of requests that they have received. Today I'm going to introduce, and I'm so excited because you know I love heat-friendly fibers, I'm going to introduce 4 new styles from Estetica. I'd like to thank Frannie's Hair for providing these 4 styles for me so I could review them for all of you. The links to each style will be listed down below for you in the description box. Today is Monday, October 6th, and today is when the pre-order starts, and Frannie is offering the 30% off on these styles. The shipping for the 4 styles, these 4 new styles from Estetica, begins on October 17th. So I think they are really pretty. I'm not gonna lie, I had to open up the boxes and I had to check them out. I'm going to start out with the one that I'm wearing. This is Frankie in the color R826H. Frankie has a pure stretch cap, meaning it is a basic cap. All we have is a mono crown. We do have an extended nape and we have Velcro adjusters. The pure stretch caps from Estetica have a lot of stretch. So, and basically what it is, it's a 360-degree stretch. I have friends that have a smaller circumference than I do. I have 21 and a half, and they have less than I do, and they wear Estetica because it's not that they run large, it's that they have a lot of stretch. Personally, I cinch it in all the way to the center in order to get a proper fit. I do wear a wig grip. So we don't have any monofilament, we don't have a lace front. As far as the permatease is minimal. We do have some because we have this basic cap, but it is minimal. I mean, it's not what you would ever expect from a basic cap, and the density, I would say, is on the lower end of average. The bang on Frankie is 3.5 inches. The sides are 10 inches. The crown is 13 inches. And the nape is 7 inches. The weight on Frankie is 4.8 ounces, and usually when a wig has almost 5 ounces, it's usually high density. I don't know what Estetica did, but this is not a high density wig in my opinion. Granted, I'm a seasoned wig wearer, so density is really a matter of perspective. So what may be low density for one wearer may be high density for another wearer. For me, it's a low density. I don't feel as if I have anything on my head. The fibers are soft and wispy. I think Estetica did a great job with their brand new heat-friendly fibers. Very light, very wispy. They seem to be a very thin denier is the feeling that I'm getting from them. And of course, because these are heat-friendly fibers, there is no shine. Mine is in the color R826H. This is a medium golden brown, highlighted with golden blonde highlights. Frankie is a mid-length style. It has wispy bangs. When I first put it on, I thought the bangs weren't working quite well, but all I did was just this. That's all I did. I just separated them a little bit, and that's it. That's all I did. They're perfect. Absolutely perfect. We don't have a lot of layers here. We have a little bit, and the specs don't give us the layers, but right here we have a little bit of layers as compared to what we have down here, but it is minimal, and that gives it this. The wave pattern is a very loose wave, kind of like a beachy wave. This looks like my hair when my hair is when I just let it air dry. This is what it looks like. So very natural appearance. Here is the ear tab and my very low hairline, but I have great coverage there. I really like the way this bang just kind of comes to the end. You know, it's not straight across. It just goes a little kind of a little bit flared there. I really like that much better than a bang that's straight across. This is Jagger in the color R30 2826. When Frannie's hair asked me what colors I wanted in these styles, I chose this color, and no, it's not my color, but it's not about me. It's about me showing you the different colors and different styles. And I know this is a popular Estetica color, so I wanted to show it to you for those of you that aren't familiar with R30 2826. When I first saw Jagger, it reminded me a bit of Maxx by Estetica. The difference is that with Jagger we have lots of layers, very choppy layers here, and it's a stacked bob. I love the choppiness. My daughter was here yesterday and I put this on for her and she said, okay, Mom, that color is not you, but I love the style. The other difference is that Maxx is regular synthetic fibers and Jagger has heat-friendly fibers. I think it is just as cute as can be. I need it in other colors, probably Caramel Kiss or Silver Sun RT8. I'll get it in one of those colors for sure. The bang on Jagger is 6.5 inches. The sides are 5.5 inches. The crown is 7.25 inches. The nape is 1.5, and Jagger weighs just 3.5 ounces. We don't have any permatease. Well, we do have a tiny little bit of permatease. It's minimal. Jagger has a left mono part and a lace front. Beautifully, beautifully done lace front. It's not real thick lace front, but it is really nicely done. Jagger also has an extended nape and Velcro adjusters, and I really like that now Estetica is adding the Velcro adjusters. Just as I had to do with Frankie, I had to cinch it in all the way to the center, even though this isn't the pure stretch cap because we have that left mono part. Like I mentioned, the permatease is minimal, really very, very, very small amount to the right of the left part. The density is very light. It weighs 3.5 ounces, so we don't have a lot of hair here. And I've got great coverage. Here is the ear tab and my very low hairline. The color R30 2826. This is a blended color. This is not a highlighted color. It's a blend of a medium auburn, light auburn, and Estetica is calling this a golden blonde, and they know what they're saying. I see it as a strawberry blonde. Beautiful, beautiful color if you love reds and you don't want any rooting. There's no rooting on R30 2826. I just took this out of the box, so it's probably still appearing a bit dense. But once I add some water and I flatten it out a bit and then it starts opening up, I could also add a little bit of eyeshadow on there if I want to make it appear a little bit more natural. The fibers on Jagger, just as I found on Frankie, they're very light, very wispy, silky, silky, silky fibers. They don't feel dry at all. I really didn't know what to expect when I saw that Estetica had launched the heat-friendly fiber styles, and I thought, okay, let's see what they did. But I'm going to tell you, as a lover of heat-friendly fibers, I think they knocked it out of the park. And for those of you that like bangs, if you want to add some bangs, you could add some bangs. Just real quick, I wanted to show you Maxx in RH1226 RT4. And here, we don't have as many layers. And these are regular synthetic fibers. Also with Maxx, we're going to have a full mono top and we're going to have a lace front, which we're not going to find on Jagger that has the left part. But for anyone that wanted to see the difference, I thought I'd just show it to you real quick. This is Hollis in C Kiss RT4. And this is Jones, same color, C Kiss RT4. Can you tell the difference between the two? And I'm back to wearing Hollis in the color C Kiss RT4. They are very similar, aren't they? The specs are exactly the same on Jones and Hollis. There's no difference there. There's no difference in the color, except that, of course, on Jones, because it's regular synthetic fibers, we're going to see some more shine, which we're not going to find on Hollis, the heat-friendly fiber style. The other difference is that with Hollis, we have a full mono top, which is beautifully, beautifully done. A beautiful illusion of scalp, so it can be parted in any direction that we want. The nice thing for those of you that don't care for permatease, we're not going to have the permatease on Hollis right here at the top that we found on Jones. Jones has a lot of permatease because it has a basic cap. So those wefts have to be hidden in some way, shape, or form. And it's hidden with the permatease. It also holds up, the permatease also holds up the style. With Hollis, there's that full mono top. So no permatease here. We just have a little bit of permatease. There is permatease. I don't want to mislead you. There's permatease surrounding the mono top. So we have permatease here. We have a little bit of permatease at the crown, a little bit right around the sides, and nothing over here or at the top. The density is about the same on both. I don't find there to be that much of a difference. The other differences between Hollis and Jones is that Jones has hook type adjusters and Hollis has Velcro adjusters. The nape on Hollis is the velvet or the velvet type of nape, while on Jones it's the open type of extended nape. They both have extended nape. I think the biggest difference are the hook adjusters versus the Velcro adjusters, unless you have a preference. For those of you that aren't familiar with Jones, let me give you the measurements. The bang is 4.5 inches. There is no lace front. So if you wanted, I'd have to cut it a little bit because my forehead is only 2.5 inches, but that's not an issue for me because I always have to cut my wigs with bangs. The sides are 7 inches. The crown is 7 inches. Now, Estetica doesn't give us the different measurements for the layers, but if you are familiar with Jones, you know this style is very layered, and Hollis is no different. Lots and lots of layers here. Because I am a no permatease gal, I much prefer Hollis, but it's really a matter of preference, not only about the permatease, but also a matter of preference with the fibers. I'm a heat-friendly fiber gal, so yeah, this checks boxes for me all around. The color C Kiss RT4. This is the same exact color as Caramel Kiss. The difference is that C Kiss RT4 has that dark brown root, and Caramel Kiss doesn't have the dark brown root. Both Caramel Kiss and C Kiss RT4, with the exception of the root, are exactly the same. We have a golden brown base highlighted with a coppery blonde. And both colors are available for Hollis. When I first saw the stock photo for SOMERS, I thought it was going to be very similar to Avalon from Estetica. But once I put it on my head, I saw they are completely different. I'll add a spin up here of Avalon so you can see the differences between SOMER and Avalon. Avalon's waves are more defined, while on SOMERS we have very, very loose waves. It's also SOMERS is also shorter than Avalon. Avalon has a left part and SOMERS has a center part. And of course, Avalon has regular synthetic fibers, while on SOMERS we have the heat-friendly fibers. Also, SOMERS is a very low density. It only weighs 4 ounces. Very, very low density, and the permatease is minimal. Minimal permatease just on either side of that center part, which actually is a pretty wide part, and we could just move it over slightly off center if that's something that we want to do, because Estetica just did a great job making that center part wide enough. So if you wanted to wear it off center, you can do that. Just as I found on Frankie and Jagger and Hollis, the fibers are of a very thin denier. They're light, they're wispy, they're beautiful, beautiful fibers. As for the fit on SOMERS, it doesn't have that extreme stretch as we find on the pure stretch of many of Estetica's wigs, which are just your basic cap. While we do have some stretch, and I did have to cinch it in almost to the center, and I have that 21.5-inch circumference, I think it fits a true average and has enough stretch. We don't have any layers really to speak of on SOMERS. I have to tell you, I put this on my head and I have fallen in love with it. I think it is beautiful. Here is the ear tab. And here is the ear tab. This one is in the color Silver Sun RT8. I'll show you the lace front. Very narrow lace front. And while we do have a little bit of knotting, I think Estetica did a nice job adding a little bit of the lighter fibers on the front without creating a band. I'm really preferring the narrow lace front, but that's just me. The measurements on SOMERS, we have the front here, or the bang, is about 10 inches. The sides are 9 inches. The crown are 13.25. The nape is 6.5, and the weight is 4 ounces. Not a high weight at all. I really feel that it's a low density. The color Silver Sun RT8. This is an ice blonde. And we have some very, very subtle low lights of a soft sand and a golden brown root. I honestly didn't know what to expect when I saw that Estetica had launched HD fibers. I'm being honest with you. I didn't know what to expect of the wigs. I am impressed. I'm impressed with the fibers. I feel they're light, they're wispy, they're soft, they're silky. I wasn't expecting it. Sometimes we get some heat-friendly fibers and they feel dry. And these do not feel dry at all. I love the styles. I love the fit. No complaints from me whatsoever. I think they really did a great job. 2 thumbs up to Estetica on these styles. Let me know what you think. Do you like any of these? I know I've got 2 favorites. Let me know if you have any favorites of any of these styles. Thank you, everyone. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye.